Hello and welcome to English Parliamentary News. I am Dpr Ramadan. In this edition, we will present all the latest and interesting information around the House of Representatives of the Republic of Indonesia. Commission 5 of the House demands the government to take affirmative policy, which is not only focusing on business profits, in order to optimize the infrastructure's development in Indonesia.
Speaking after the meeting with the Ministry of Transportation, the Meteorology, Climatology and Geophysics Agency, or BMKG, a national search and rescue agency. Vice Chairman of Commission 5 of the House, Michael WATTIMENA, states the government has been paying enough attention to the infrastructure's development by allocating a large sum of budget funds. However, there is a need for a clear cooperation scheme between government and enterprises in the effort of financing an infrastructure's development mechanism. Michael WATTIMENA optimistic that a well-developed infrastructures will later improve regions' connectivity across Indonesia.
Kita pahami juga saat ini bahwa alokasi anggaran pemerintah pusat itu kan juga sangat terbatas. Sementara kue pembangunan ini harus dibagi kepada seluruh provinsi dan kabupaten kota yang ada. Maka bagi kami harus ada afirmatif policy, keberpihakan lebih pemerintah pusat dalam pembangunan infrastruktur.
The same opinion also expressed by the member of Commission 5 of the House. RIDWAN says despite current infrastructure development that's been going well, the government must keep on looking for the solution to counterbalance people and vehicles growth, which are going faster than infrastructures itself.
Bahkan untuk Departemen PU secara tegas status quo tidak boleh kurang dari anggaran tahun 2017. Ini artinya perhatian Jokowi begitu besar. Tetapi bahwa jangan lupa pertumbuhan kendaraan begitu besar, pertumbuhan penduduk juga besar. Maka oleh karena itu bahwa tidak lebih cepat pembangunan jalan dibanding pertumbuhan penduduk atau kendaraan.
Sanika Handoko and Ferdian, Dpr Parlemen report.
The Speaker of the House, Representative SETYA NOVANTO, states the essence of fasting in Ramadan holy month is not only proposed to withstanding starvation and thirst, but it should also become the momentum for the people to be more caring to the needed. The Speaker of the House also encourages the orphans to keep up their studies and doesn't giving up on their future goals.
Leaders of the House of Representatives, along with the Sisterhood of Parliamentary Wife or PIA, and the Secretary General of the House, arranged an IFTAR events with 1,000 orphans from around Jakarta at the Baitur Rahman Mosque Assembly Room in Parliamentary Complex, Jakarta, which also attended by the Chairman of the Household Committee, Roem Kono, and the General Secretary of the House, Ahmad Junet. In this opportunity, Setya Novanto encourages the orphans to keep confident and striving for a brighter future and become a part of Indonesian future leaders.
Bapak mengajak anak-anakku agar rajin belajar supaya dapat mencapai cita-cita dan tidak boleh putus asa dan malas. Karena orang sukses adalah orang yang berakhlak dan rajin belajar.
Meanwhile, Vice Speaker for Politics and Security of the House, FADLI Zone, mentions the IFTAR events, which attended by 1,000 of orphans, has become the momentum to relay care and awareness to the orphans, whether for those living near the parliamentary complex or those living in the orphanage. He also adds the orphans are the part of Indonesian next generation who should have a brighter future.
Jakarta, Bogor, dan sekitarnya ya, sebagai komitmen bahwa kita tentu dalam bulan Ramadan ini selalu mengingat anak-anak yatim dan berdoa bersama mereka.
Ardi Dwi and Ferdian, Dpr Parlemen report.
Commission 4 of the House urges the government to immediately establish National Food Security Agency, as stated in the law, which aims to provide a continuous affordable foods for the people, even after Ramadan and Eid Mubarak holiday season.
Speaking in a meeting with the Minister of Agriculture, Amran Sulaiman, Main Director of Perum Bulog, Jarod Kusumayakti, Food Security Task Force, Brigadier General Riquanto, Vice Chairman of Commission 4 of the House, Daniel JOHAN, states The existence of Bulog as a national food agency should be kept and protected. According to its performance in stabilizing food price at market, expected equalize the margins between food prices in farmers level and market levels. According to Daniel, there are a lot more factors that could determine food prices other than market mechanism. Therefore, he hopes National Food Agency could accommodate all of things related to the national food supplies, starting from upstream to downstream industries.
Harus kita atur supply dan demand. Setelah diatur supply dan demand untuk barang-barang yang memang punya yang utama untuk masyarakat khususnya di Lebaran ini, itu harus dalam kendali Bulog.
Meanwhile, the member of Commission 4 of the House, Mahfuz Siddiq, demands the government to make food price stability strategy plan that considers the balance between price stability and keeping consumers' purchasing power. Mahfuz also pointed that the government needs to control pricing mechanism and farmer level, expected to improve local farmers' welfare. Mahfuz later expressed, if the government sets lower prices on supplies of imported garlic which originally aims to meet national demand, that the garlic produced by the local farmers, it could inducing loss to the local farmers. It later makes local garlic farmers to shift their farming commodities into something that is more profitable.
Ya, dan kalau itu terjadi, mungkin pada masa ini bisa diatasi gejolak harga di tingkat konsumen, tapi nanti 3-4 bulan ke depan ketika produksi di tingkat petani menurun drastis karena mereka meninggalkan budidaya bawang putih misalnya, ini juga akan terjadi lonjakan harga baru di tingkat konsumen.
Ayu Rifki and Ferdian, TVR Parlemen, report.
The vigorous process of the subsidized house construction has made Ministry of Public Work and Public Housing or PUPR optimistic regarding the realization of 1 million houses program, despite the existing problems in the process of housing development projects in Indonesia.
Speaking at Nusantara Building, Senayan, Jakarta, Vice Chairman of Commission 5 of the House, Lazarus, states the acceleration of subsidized houses development programs for lower-income community policies has left some problems, especially regarding the legalization problem, which should be solved by the government and not by the developer. Lazarus also requests the commitment from every stakeholders to realize 1 million house program, since it is stated in 1945 constitutional law, and it could also help the regional government in raising tax object selling price and tax identity number.
Mencapai kurang lebih 30-an%. Mudah-mudahan 2018 sebelum 2019 bisa lebih signifikan capaian untuk perumahan. Tentu kami dari Komisi 5 mendorong lah.
In line with Lazarus, the member of Commission 5 of the House, Willem Wandik, mentions the government should be more serious in handling 1 million housing programs, considering the project progress is only reached up to 30% until now. Willem also hopes the program will be able to solve the lack of housing problems along with the rising demand of housing from the Indonesian people.
Kementerian PUPR ini memang hari ini ada kendala terhambat terkait karena itu. Di sana tidak ada, menteri keluarkan aturan harus memiliki hak sertifikat kepemilikan, padahal di sana nggak ada lahan kepemilikan di Indo, nggak ada. Setelah kami rapat, kami diskusi, teman-teman mitra kami baru memahami.
Putri Rizky and Ferdian, TVR Parlemen, report.
Leaders of the House of Representatives urges the government to immediately realize the utilization and integrated development research regarding the utilization of geothermal energy in Indonesia as a national alternative energy resource.
Vice Speaker for Industry and Development of the House, Agus Hermanto, led the coordination meeting with the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources and the Minister for the Empowerment of State Apparatus to discuss regarding to the utilization of the geothermal energy as an alternative source of energy to substitute the usage of fossil-based fuel. Agus Hermanto explains, despite the legal basis and budget for doing a research in the geothermal sector is already provided through the Minister regulation, however, the establishment of research agency and geothermal data and information center are not yet realized. Therefore, Agus Hermanto urges the government to immediately realize the establishment plan of geothermal research agency which aims to realize national energy security and sovereignty.
Itu sekarang uangnya sudah ada di SMI. Peraturannya, landasan hukumnya sudah dikeluarkan, baru saja keluar, yaitu peraturan menteri ini. Dan sekarang tinggal badan risetnya atau pusat risetnya. Pusat risetnya dulu sudah kita bentuk, kita ketok, tapi pembentukannya masih belum sempurna. Tadi saya sampaikan, saya sarankan secepatnya untuk disempurnakan. Kemudian pekerjaan sudah ada, pekerjaan panas bumi kan sudah nunggu banyak, tinggal melaksanakan, sehingga pertemuan hari ini adalah untuk memantapkan.
Agus Hermanto also states to optimize the utilization of geothermal energy, the willpower and the earnest from the government has become essential. He further adds the government must immediately form a geothermal research center, which involve a number of professionals in geothermal field and university to conduct a continuous research on geothermal energy utilization.
Input dari universitas sangat diperlukan. Sedangkan input dari universitas kan dari pusat riset tidak perlu membiayai. Karena universitas sudah dengan sendirinya melaksanakan riset tersebut, sehingga riset yang selama ini hanya masuk laci saja dapat kita pergunakan riset tersebut untuk pengembangan panas bumi di Indonesia.
Oke, Zulindra, Arif, and Ferdian, Dpr Parlemen Report.
Commission 10 of the House of Representatives prioritized the 2018 state budget allocation on State Minister for Youth and Sport Affairs for the development of infrastructures and athlete training in the anticipation of 2018 Asian Games that will be held in Jakarta and Palembang, South Sumatra Province.
Speaking after the meeting of Commission 10 of the House, with State Minister for Youth and Sport Affairs, the member of Commission 10 Nuroji states, the significant rise in State Minister for Youth and Sport Affairs budget will be used for the 2018 Asian Games in Indonesia. He evaluates the budget that allocated by the government are way too small, if compared to the amount of budget allocated by the countries which previously held the Asian Games, such as Incheon and Guangzhou. Moreover, Nuroji expressed his concerns regarding the small amount of budget and time available to prepare the 2018 Asian Games.
Kita memang perlu persiapan dana yang cukup besar, selain juga persiapan waktu yang cukup panjang untuk lebih sempurna dan meyakinkan sukses ya. Kalau kita biasa kerja cepat-cepat begini, di ujung waktu kita baru semua rapikan, bahkan saya dengar juga pendanaannya agak sulit. Nah ini bagi saya sangat mengkhawatirkan.
Meanwhile, the member of Commission 10 of the House, Mujib Rahman, mentions the State Minister for Youth and Sport Affairs should prioritize some sport that have great potential to Indonesia, which aims to achieve a lot of medals in the sport event. Therefore, Mujib encourages the State Minister for Youth and Sport Affairs to intensify the training for athletes that will join the Asian Games, especially for the sport branches that has great winning possibilities.
Itu mestinya juga tidak perlu harus semuanya, tapi kita misalnya kita sudah punya yang namanya badminton, bagaimana mempertahankannya, bagaimana dengan olahraga-olahraga yang lainnya. Yang olahraga yang tidak memungkinkan, saya kira ini juga jangan terlalu bermimpi. Nah, kecuali kalau memang anggarannya memadai.
Ferdian and RIDWAN, Dpr Parlemen Report.
Regarding to this dissolution of diplomatic relationship between Qatar and some Middle East countries, the House of Representatives of Republic of Indonesia affirms that the Middle Eastern conflict will not affect the political condition between Indonesia and Qatar.
The statement was relayed by Vice Speaker for Industry and Development of the House, Agus Hermanto, after the coordination meeting with the government in Nusantara III Building, Jakarta recently. Agus Hermanto explains the diplomatic relationship between Indonesia and Qatar will be running as usual, since the dissolution of diplomatic relationship between Qatar and some Middle Eastern countries does not bring any direct impact to Indonesia. Furthermore, Agus demands the government to keep maintaining communication and coordination with Indonesian ambassador in Qatar to make sure the condition of Indonesian citizens in Qatar and Indonesian Umrah pilgrims in Saudi Arabia.
Lagi. Yang lebih sulit lagi apabila dia sudah menggunakan Qatar Airways, kemudian sekarang diputuskan, dia mau pulangnya kan terkatung-katung juga. Itu yang harus kita laksanakan penyelesaiannya. Namun kita ketahui bahwa Qatar ini negara yang mempunyai income per kapita tertinggi di dunia. Sehingga kita harus juga bisa bersinergi.
Meanwhile, related to the dismount of Indosat company shares, Agus supports the government to buy back the Indosat shares, where currently 65% of its shares are owned by a Qatar company called Ooredoo Asia. Agus mentions Indosat, which was served as one of Indonesian telecommunication company, has a strategic role since the company have the biggest amount of users in Indonesia.
Kemampuan yang kita miliki, satelit-satelit kita, hardware kita yang kita miliki kan sekarang sudah kita tidak miliki. Kalau apabila ini kita miliki kembali, rasa hal yang terbaik. Kecuali juga kita akan memberikan benefit secara ekonomi, tetapi secara proud, secara kebanggaan juga akan memberikan kebanggaan kita karena ini memang produk Indonesia.
Oke, Zulindra, Arif and Ferdian, Dpr Parlemen Report.
Following to the crystal meth funding, as much 1 kilogram inside Lion Air plane cabin with the destination from Palembang to Surabaya in Sultan Mahmud Badarudin II Airport, South Sumatra, the House of Representatives of Republic of Indonesia demands national police along with related institutions to investigate and take preventive action in order to prevent similar incidents from recurring in the future.
Responding to this matter, the member of Commission 5 of the House, RIDWAN, deplores the incident of unowned drugs, which found in airplane cabin. Thus, he demands the Ministry of Transportation to immediately take preventive action and evaluate all of official device in the airport.
Nah, dalam persoalan pengawasan ini, persoalan identifikasi masalah ini, dan persoalan bagaimana menghindari dan menghilangkan semua proses-proses yang seperti itu, nah berarti para pembantu-pembantu presiden harus bekerja maksimal sehingga Indonesia teramankan dari berbagai aspek, terlebih persoalan narkoba.
Meanwhile, the chairman of Commission 5 of the House, Fahri Jami Francis, states, not only the plane crew, but the luggage that brought to the plane are also need to be investigated and evaluated. He also requests the Ministry of Transportation to immediately conduct an investigation regarding the drugs finding in Lion Air airplane's cabin.
Kita minta untuk dilaporkan pada saat rapat kerja kita berkaitan dengan persiapan mudik lebaran. Memang kita sudah minta tidak hanya berkaitan dengan persoalan kru pesawat yang harus diperketat, tetapi juga barang-barang yang berkaitan dengan sabu dan narkoba lainnya itu menjadi hal yang tidak bisa ada toleransi untuk lolos.
Andri and Ferdian, Dpr Parlemen Report.
And that wraps up this edition of English Parliamentary News. On behalf of all the crew of TV Parlemen, we would like to thank you for your attention. We'll meet again in the next edition of English Parliamentary News. From me, Dadi Ramadan, once again, thanks for watching and goodbye.